What would you think if your school went back to using paper and pencil? Ryan Newton from KSN News reported that one Kansas school has done just that. Starting next semester, the students at a McPherson school will be turning in their Chromebooks and devices back into the school district. You are probably wondering, why would they do that? Their reason, they wanted their students to start thinking more productively, with enhancing their thought depth. They also wanted to increase handwriting fluency and cut back on their student screen fatigue. Principal Esping stated that reducing screen time boosts learning and mental health for their students. The overuse of screen time is probably one of the biggest issues in the world today. Many people all over the world are addicted to their screens and have trouble with listening or focusing on their friends and family that they should spend quality time with. Personally, I do use my phone a lot. I use it for all kinds of things: messaging, calls, social media, video games, and taking photos. But I tend to use my phone excessively. I always seem to be checking my phone to see if I got any new notifications. I also am always scrolling on social media in front of my family, and eventually I just put a limit on my phone so I can have more time to do something productive and embrace the properties of life. As for my audience, you guys probably have trouble with your phones too. As of today, there's approximately 50% to 60% of Americans who are addicted to their phone, with teenagers having a higher percentage of 55 to 69%. Now, I'm not saying you're addicted to your phone, but you should consider having a healthy screen time limit. I think that all you guys and people in the United States should set a screen time limit on their personal screens, because screens have a bad impact on the connections with the people closest to you. Now, I have some statistics for you guys. They're a little small, the printer didn't do very well. Screen time statistics show that Americans spend an average of 5 hours and 16 minutes every day on their phone. Screens are everywhere in 2025. Everyone and their grandma are using them. Actually, 92% of all United States citizens own a form of a smartphone. If you don't have a phone by the age of 10, then you are considered weird or uncool at school. If you think about it, screens are pretty new to the human race. The first smartphone was introduced in 1994, and Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone in June 27th, 2007. Overall, smartphones have only been around for about 30 years. So people haven't truly figured out that smartphones hurt people's relationships. That is why screens are such a big issue in the world currently. They are negatively impacting their lives. Technology has been incorporated into everyday life. This makes us struggle with connecting and interacting with the people that are present around us. Family members are who you see and interact with the most out of everyone. By being on a screen all day, that encases you in a state of isolation from your family members, and this causes your family to not interact or engage with you. The problem is that because of all the technology in the world, there's a big chance that people will slowly become even more addicted to their screens. Another question you guys might be conjuring up is, how does screen time affect the human body? Screen time has a negative impact on the human body and is overall horrible for you. One of the many things that screen time has an effect on is your physical health. Having an excessive amount of screen time for a short period of time can give you eye strains, headaches, and poor posture. But after a couple days of all this use, your sleeping patterns and sleeping quality will start to negatively change too. The cause of all these sleep problems is the blue light that is emitted out of the screens that we use. Also, the lack of sleep will cause you to start losing the ability to be physically active throughout the day. Most people don't realize it, but screens are also have a huge impact on their mental health too. Screens themselves don't actually cause mental health problems. Mental health problems come from social media, giving people the illusion of unrealistic comparisons. These unrealistic comparisons start a cycle or loop where you as a human start to have a feeling of losing control and resulting in lots of stress and boredom. Now, because of all of these stress and boredom, people then need to find a way to get rid of all this. As a result, people then start to use social media and other social platforms more often to try to lift their spirits, you could say. Unfortunately, they don't realize that they actually will make the stress and boredom even worse. This is where the cycle kicks in and starts to become a serious problem. This is why you need to have an ideal screen time limit. You might not have an idea of when you should have a screen time limit or how long it should be. For having a good and effective screen time limit, you must first understand how much time you spend on your screens, and then find a flexible and reasonable screen time limit. I recommend setting a limit for when you are going to be hanging out with your friends and family the most, so you are not tempted to get on your phone. You should also have a limit set about an hour before you go on bed, or you plan on going to bed. So you have time to get your mind and eyes relaxed. This will get you settled down and ease your mind so you can go to sleep easier, resulting in better sleep. Other than that, you can pick and choose what you think would be a good time or place to have a screen time limit. Screen time limits help benefit you. They will increase your productivity and focus throughout the day by forcing you to put your device down and interact with the people around you. So then you become more aware of your surroundings and become more comfortable with making good decisions or choices. This will also give the people around you a sense of you being a good role model, and maybe they will start thinking about setting up a screen time for themselves. When it comes to screen times, make sure you have a healthy limit so you can enjoy the company of others and improve your sleep quality, productivity, creativity, focus, and confidence. Thank you for listening to my speech.